The boys were allegedly fed scraps of pap and potatoes once a day, and the community claims the teens were limping the streets with their vegetable carts. After months of being forced to work, the suspect was arrested on Friday, and the teens finally escaped.
So with the unemployment rate in South Africa, you'd obviously assume that there's people who are coming up with new ideas or basically copying something to try and survive. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the street vendors. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about your street vendors. Bro, I'll be walking around wherever in town or around here, and I'll see, like, you know, your usual vendors, you know what I'm talking about. Then you also see like your young ones, and you think to yourself, okay, no, these kids who are basically following in their parents' footsteps and, you know, like taking charge of their lives, right? Or you think that it's basically a child who got tired of a child, not necessarily a child, but a person who got tired of sitting around and waiting to get saved and decided to take the matters to own hand. And I literally, when I look at that, I literally have faith in humanity. I literally have faith in South Africa's youth, because, you know, you hear of stories of how some successful entrepreneurs now started off selling tomatoes on the street. I don't know of anyone specifically, but you know those kind of stories. You can draw the parallels, you know what I'm talking about. You hear about how they started selling tomatoes, you know, just to feed their siblings and to ensure that they ate food when they go to school and stuff like that. And I literally, it fills me with hope, you know what I'm talking about, fills me with hope and faith in our humanity. But then everything changed after I came across this particular news update, this breaking news, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, this Mozambican woman basically kidnapped. It's basically kidnapped. Like, tell me, bro, if you were gonna take the kids of another couple or another person and disappear with them, isn't that kidnap? Then you can, bro, it's literally why I don't be comfortable with the idea of letting another adult, whoever the fuck, I don't give a shit, whoever you are, I don't be comfortable with the idea of letting anybody get out the gate, walk out the gate with my siblings, bro, because of stupid shit like this, bro. So this Mozambican woman basically kidnapped two boys, I think. One was 15 and 17, right? Smuggled them into the country, this country of mine, into this country to basically traffic them, human traffic, to force them to work selling vegetables on the street and shit. You know, when I think of it from my point of view, I always imagined South Africans as patriotic. You know what I'm talking about? Because I've witnessed instances where a foreign national will do something to a South African kid or to a South African in general, and how the other South Africans would respond. I've seen it live. You know what I'm talking about? The sense of togetherness that can happen in Mzansi. You know what I'm talking about? But now it's a bit, and I thought it was the same in every other country. You know what I'm talking about? But now to come across this bitch, now to come across this woman who basically kidnapped two kids and smuggled them into another country to force them to work, it makes you wonder if this sort of, I call it the demon phenomenon, is all over Africa. You know what I'm talking about? How she was able to smuggle them into South Africa and to get them to Dobsonville, to get them to sell vegetables, it raises other questions. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what's going on in Bodaki? You know what I'm saying? Like, our borders even that. But anyways, so like I said, it changes everything for me. It changes the way I see these people and these kids and these individuals on the street, because sometimes you'll be thinking to yourself, okay, Ndwana's Pandela, Ndwana is selling vegetables, selling fruits and all these things. Kanti, the person is being trafficked. The person is literally there, forced to do that against their will. It makes you wonder if this rabbit hole goes deeper. It makes you wonder if the people as spas are being forced too. It makes you wonder if some taxi drivers are being forced too. I don't know why I said that, but it makes you wonder if the rabbit hole goes deeper. And to top it all off, bro, this woman would, according to the report, would basically feed them nonsense every single day. It says every single day, like once, like a pap and scraps of potatoes. Not talking about, but we both know it's not true. Those kids will go hungry. You know, we basically know that. Like, bro, how is this impossible? I like how the government is taking this matter into like is taking this matter seriously and trying to relocate to sort of no, in fact, to relocate the kids and to sort of find their parents, and is making parents, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, these type of things you hear about the government, it I don't know, they just, like I said, it, you know what I'm talking about, they make you hopeful. But bro, this is the weirdest time we're living in, bro. Trafficking that can happen at this level, human trafficking that can happen at this level, bro. Even if the government or the officials or the relevant personnel were to try and to relocate these kids, based on how everything's happening in Mzansi, you know, some South Africans can be so lazy and selfish, you know, they're probably gonna dump these kids somewhere and become street kids, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that's necessarily the truth, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that's necessarily the truth, but she deserves to rot in hell, bro. She deserves to rot in hell. Actually, I wanted to pose a question to the audience, bro. Does she deserve the death penalty? Let's say, let's think of it hypothetically. If the death penalty was active in South Africa, does she deserve a penalty? Because human trafficking, especially human trafficking kids in this country, is a very, very serious crime. She could literally face life. If found guilty, she could face life in prison. To me, that's the same as death. You know, does she deserve the death penalty? Comment down below what you think. But how, bro? You know, at first, when I heard the story, I thought it was a South African woman who went to Mozambique and kidnapped his kids. But it's actually a Mozambican woman who went to Mozambique, or from Mozambique, who trafficked these kids. Worst of all, bro, she has kids herself. So we literally have people out there who have kids, but can treat other kids like shit. While you, like, bro, this bitch is crazy, bro. This woman is crazy, bro. It's insane, bro. Human trafficking at that level. But like I said, bro, human trafficking can, bro, it has deep levels. What if she's the one who was trafficked into trafficking kids? Nah, that's a stupid thought. It's a stupid thought. But she's going to be charged harshly for sure, bro. I think her sentence is suspended till like the 2nd of September. She's going to be charged harshly, bro. Especially considering the fact that she's a foreign national. Nice chai, bro. I know some South Africans may look at I know this is coming. Some South Africans may look at this and think, what the fuck, bro? Why are they doing this in our country? You know what I'm saying? Why, bro? It's people like this who are fucking it up for everybody. You know the story, you know the issue of the Nigerian issue. You know what I'm talking about, the Nigerian. You'll understand Nigerian issue about how most of them fucked it up for everybody. These people are literally, bro, they don't want them in Dubai anymore, bro. They don't want them in this UK, these countries, bro, South Africa. And it's not like it was every fucking Nigerian who was a Yahoo boy and was dealing drugs and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? Now this, it makes you wonder. Makes you wonder.